Welcome. What a joyous day. I'm Jerry Lynch. I'm the Benedict Dean of Engineering here at Duke University. And it's a great honor for me to welcome you to this ceremony that celebrates our engineering master degree recipients from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. I'm sure that all of you in attendance share my unbridled joy to be here today to celebrate our newest graduates. Some of you might not know this little fact, but I just started my tenure as the Dean of Engineering this past January. So today is even more thrilling for me, as this is my first commencement weekend here at Duke. But more importantly, it's my first as a member of this absolutely amazing Duke community. Today we also recognize the journey taken by our master's degree recipients over these past few years, which has not been an uneventful one. Despite it all, they continually to demonstrate resilience, sheer talent and passion, and remained undeterred in their quest for broadening their horizons, deepening their knowledge, and amplifying their impact. This journey was not one taken alone and would have not been possible without the unwavering support from parents, guardians, brothers, sisters, loved ones, and dear friends, many of which are in attendance today. So if you're able, could you please stand to be recognized? All the family members. So graduates, let's thank your champions for all of their support over these past few years. Please be seated. Graduates, in 2020, the coronavirus pandemic brought the world to a grinding halt. Yet you persevered and you grew. You had the courage to carry forth with your studies undaunted, and you made the best of your graduate experiences. And you did so with both grace and compassion, exhibiting great care and concern for each other and for all within our community. After your years of learning, designing, testing, even sometimes failing, leading and serving, our faculty have determined that you are ready. You have worked tirelessly to learn and grow, and you leave our campus better, stronger, and more capable than when you arrived 1 or 2 years ago. You're armed with resilience and grit, and ready to take on the biggest challenges that you set out to solve. So look out, world. This is your moment. Today we do a solemn and a momentous thing. We admit you as leaders of one of humanity's most essential professions, engineering. To borrow a quote from the legendary Yogi Berra, the future ain't what it used to be. While our global community has made so much progress toward prosperity since the middle of the last century, largely based on our handiwork, technology, your ability to take the baton and to continue to advance the social good will be deeply challenged by the wicked problems that lie ahead. Challenges like rapid global urbanization, acceleration of climate change, or even global spread of bacteria and viruses will demand your full attention and unbounded creativity to solve. While technology has certainly contributed to some of these grand challenges, it also simultaneously holds the keys to solving them. Our practice-focused curriculum has given you unique capabilities to more readily apply your advanced engineering skills to create the breakthrough technologies and solutions that have clearer and more immediate pathways to practice. We need to acknowledge the sheer complexity of these problems renders them nearly intractable, meaning you are more likely to fail before you truly succeed. But that will be part of the fun, and when you do succeed, it will be all that much more gratifying. With our society going through rapid transformations driven by technology, the moment will demand that you consider the broader societal questions that will frame your work as professionals. Foremost among those questions will be, are our solutions equitable? As global change introduces higher levels of disparities across our global communities, we must be extremely thoughtful about who are the beneficiaries of our solutions with the aspirations to advance the common good. This demands an all-hands-on-deck approach, meaning you will be required to immerse yourself in diverse teams that will allow you to leverage the wealth of identity, perspective, and life experiences that are so essential to fueling the creative process that will ultimately lead to technological discovery and long-term impact. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., one of the greatest American heroes, stated in his last speech at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. in 1968, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." Well, his point is that just change takes time. It is imperative that you, as graduates, not be afraid to be at the vanguard of those aiming to accelerate this essential and needed change. Duke engineers, you are ready. You leave here equipped with your own set of superpowers that will allow you to intrepidly propel yourself forward as you strive to achieve the transformative solutions our society so direly needs. You leave with resilience and grit. You leave with a graduate engineering education that has trained you to see the world differently, to ask deeper questions, and to explore all dimensions of problems of which technology is only just one. And you leave with talent and passion, and ethos that is on display every day on this hallowed campus. So bottle it up and be ready to douse it on every step you take going forward in your personal and your professional lives. So my engineering colleagues, go off to change the world for the better, make it more resilient, and make it more just. We are most certainly counting on you to succeed, so go boldly, and proudly. So congratulations to all of the ECE graduates of 2022. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Lynch, for those opening remarks. My name is Brad Fox. I'm the Associate Dean of Master's Programs, and it's my honor to introduce our two graduation speakers today. I'll begin with our student speaker. At this time, I welcome Luis Alberto Morales to the stage. Luis is a May 2022 graduate who will earn a Master of Engineering in Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Thank you for the introduction, Brad. Good afternoon, and welcome to all my fellow engineering master's graduates and the incredible friends and family who supported them. The moment has finally arrived when we can stop to reflect and recognize the tremendous work of these past couple of years. You've overcome all the deadlines that made your stomach turn, the finicky FPGA boards, the challenging exams, segmentation faults, the compilation errors, the memory leaks, the Docker issues, even the 3-hour catastrophe that turned out to be a missing semicolon. All these hurdles, large and small, are now behind you. It's done. We've made it to the finish line. The intensity and stakes of graduate school can make it difficult to grab hold of a moment in time, especially since master's programs are so short. It can feel like the entire experience just flew past you. So I want you to stop now and consider all that we've accomplished here at Duke, and I want you to be proud. Please make the space for this feeling. A feeling of pride is the first graduation gift I have for you. The second gift is the recognition that you are part of an incredible and vibrant community of engineers who took this journey with you. We will all be connected by this experience forever. Maybe you felt like you were alone at 3 in the morning on your computer trying to figure out why your C++ code wouldn't compile. But look around you now, look at all the people in this room and see that you weren't. You've been a part of a collective this entire time. And we've been on this journey together. Every face in this room has knowingly or unknowingly added to the mosaic of our shared experience. Many of us traveled from all over the world to start our programs. We left behind friends and family to begin our journey in a new place. Through the prism of a rigorous engineering graduate program that only lasted 2 years, being started in a wholly new location with total strangers, we had to develop new relationships. This already sounds hard enough, right? And of course, I've yet to mention the obvious, the most reality-flipping aspect of our experience and everyone's experience, the ever-present specter that everyone on this planet and everyone in this room has become all too familiar with, the arrival of an unprecedented pandemic that forced us to navigate all those challenges I just mentioned while being physically isolated and then introduced a veneer of uncertainty that crept into every single day of our lives. It's hard enough to overcome cultural barriers and make friends when starting somewhere new, but when interactions with our classmates are limited to a computer screen, and we understand them only as the little gray boxes to the right of our professor's lecture slides on Zoom, it can feel almost impossible. Graduate school is hard enough, but the pandemic made it that much more challenging to go through lessons, study for tests, and work on projects by removing the easy support of physical presence. It's not something you would necessarily realize at first, but you come to understand just how much the almost imperceptibly minor interactions of the pre-pandemic status quo matter. To be able to do something as simple as look around and see how your classmates were reacting to new material, ask them how they were making progress in their latest assignments, or even just casually talk about things outside of your curriculum before and after classes. All of this was gone. How do we build community under these circumstances? How do we remember that we're a part of something bigger than ourselves and not alone? As many of you in this room can probably attest, this was not easy. Maybe it was the last thing on your mind as you were already swimming in a sea of deadlines and assignments and exams, but I promise you it still happened. These little interpersonal spider webs still got spun. Against all odds, try and remember the moments when the spirit of community and the specialness of Duke were still able to hit you. In my case, some of the closest friends I made at Duke were my ECE 651 project partners, Juan, Phil, and Luisa. And these relationships were forged exclusively on Zoom. 2 of my 4 partners were still in China at the time, so we would have meetings at 10 p.m. or later to account for the time differences. We also met frequently, sometimes every day, because there was a lot of work in that class. Thank you, Drew. So we spent some time before and after meetings just talking. It was nothing crazy, but just informally asking how we were doing outside of class and checking in mentally with others that were going through the same experiences meant everything. We shared the victories and struggles of bug fixes and deadlines, and everything felt just a little bit easier. We were physically separated by many miles of distance, but we were not alone. The specialness of the Duke community was able to reach out and connect all 4 of us. One of my favorite moments at Duke was actually from the following semester when in-person classes were allowed to resume. Luisa and Phil traveled to Durham to attend in-person classes, and we all wound up in the same MN 570 lecture. I didn't even realize this until I walked into class on the first day and saw them sitting down. At first it was like really strange, connecting the actual human beings in front of me with the disembodied pixels that were on my computer screen. But that just quickly went away, and I just got overcome by this feeling of excitement and joy at seeing my friends in person and getting the opportunity to embrace them and catch up face to face. The relationships were real, even though they started through a computer. Moments like these are what the Duke community means to me. Despite the challenges, we have been more connected in our time here than many of us realize. So in moments of triumph, like right now, when the struggle subsides and the barriers between us loosen up, take the time to look around and remember that you're a part of something bigger. How wonderful is it that we can be here physically next to one another and share this moment? That couldn't be said at the start of our journey. I want you to crystallize this feeling, bottle it up, and remember what it felt like to be in this room, surrounded by your peers, whenever you feel like you're alone. This is the knowledge of your place in the Duke community of engineers. You will always be a part of this community. The beautiful gift of finishing something difficult is the hard-won sense of perspective. No matter how much you feel consumed by your struggles, they all melt away harmlessly, leaving nothing but you and your success, determination, and resolve to stand in its place. Congratulations again to the class of 2022. We have proven our resiliency and strength, and I do not doubt that we will go on to do great things together. And finally, thank you to all the family and friends who were there for us along the way. Without your support, moments like these would not have been possible. We love you and are forever grateful. Thank you.
Louise, thank you so much for your inspiring words. I would like to now introduce Professor Andrew Hilton, who will present the Student Award and deliver the commencement message. Professor Hilton is a professor of practice and the Director of Innovation in Computing Engineering.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I present this award, let me say that so many of you are outstanding that it's very hard to choose who to give an outstanding Master's Student Award to, and it often quite amazes me. This year, 16 of our graduates had GPAs of 3.9 or higher, which is quite amazing. That's some pretty impressive work. However, we have to narrow it down and pick one student to give this award to, and we look at a broad range of factors. This year, we're giving the award to a student who not only did outstandingly in his own classes, but he TA'd for several classes, and he developed an AI for the X Prize competition to distinguish bird songs from other sounds. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the ECE Outstanding Master's Student Award, Anshuman Doshabi. Let me start by saying that I am so proud of you all and how much you've learned and accomplished over the last 2 years that you've been here. I want you all to take a moment to think back to when you first started and how challenging everything was then, probably in 551, and how routine and easy that is now. If you were to go back and look at your first assignments from 551 that you stayed up all night with, you'd probably just go, oh man, I can do this in 5 minutes now, right? As you think back, you will realize that you've learned so incredibly much during your time here. Some of you came to us with little or no prior software experience, but are leaving having written compilers, kernel modules, large-scale server software, or machine learning models. The fact that you can learn so much in these 2 years is a testament to your hard work, tenacity, and intelligence. I know it hasn't always been easy either. In fact, I know it's often been quite hard. Many of you have told me how hard it is while in my classes, as Luis mentioned earlier. You have so much work to do, not enough hours in a day, and so many difficult things to learn. Yet you all have found a way to manage it, get all the assignments done, study for the test, and still find some time to eat and maybe even sleep. Or maybe not, who knows. In some ways, this is the best training we can give you for the real world, since it turns out that you probably will have too few hours in the day for your real job too. Among all of this, I want to take a moment to reiterate one of the first lessons I taught you in the first days of 551. Bad engineering kills people. Now you might think, Drew, graduation's a happy time. Why would you remind us of such a grim lesson? Well, first, this is a happy message because the flip side of this is that good engineering does wonderful things. Having trained many of you, I know you're going to go off and do great engineering that will accomplish wonderful things for the world. You aren't going to write bad code. You aren't going to skimp on your test cases. You'll write software or design systems that are robust, well-tested, and work under even the most dire of circumstances. And second, this is the last time I get to give you all advice at once. So I want to use it to reiterate the most important things. This lesson is even more important today than ever. If you look at the news, you see bad software responsible for fatal airplane crashes or major security vulnerabilities. Over the course of your careers, you may face pressure to rush software out the door, to not worry about what happens if two sensors disagree, to not bother testing the complicated cases, but you all know better. You know not only how to engineer and test robust systems, but that you must. And if you ever face this pressure, think back to this day and remember this advice. Now I know that this can be difficult, so I want you to remember the other lesson I taught you at the very start of 551. Discipline under pressure. When things are difficult, when the deadline is fast approaching, and you still need to get things to work, when that bug is so hard to find, these are the times when it is most important to stay calm, focused, and do things correctly, as you have learned. Of course, this is what you will do. You are now experts in your field and ready to do awesome things. You'll design and build amazing things, whether they are software, machine learning algorithms, hardware, or some other subfield of ECE that you're in. I expect to hear about the great things from all of you, whether you come back to visit Duke and stop by to see me, or I read in the news about your amazing startup, technology, or accomplishment. Wherever you all go, you will always be my students, and I want you to succeed at any goals you might have. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors and congratulate you once again on your amazing accomplishments.
Thank you, Professor Hilton, for your inspirational message to the class of 21-22. Hello, I'm Marcy Pacino, and it is my pleasure to invite our graduates to the stage, where they will be hooded by Professor Luis Morales, the Executive Director of the Master of Engineering Management Program, and by Martin Brooke, the Director of Master's Studies from the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. Students will also be congratulated by Professor Andrew Hilton, who is also with the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. Family and friends, just a quick note that while all of our graduates are listed in the program in alphabetical order under their degree type, this is not the order in which they are seated and will cross the stage. Graduates, as your row is called, please make sure to exit your seat with your name card and hood draped on your arm. You are also welcome to remove your mask, if you would like, for the hooding ceremony and graduation photo on stage. Luis Alberto Morales. Dale Lee. Shun-Shi Jin. Renessa Gouache. Wohao Wu. Yi-Chun Hua. Yue-Kun Lee. Rishi Sun. Mei-Hong Ge. Rixin Chen. Zhao Song. Huang Shanfu. Yang Jia. Oliver Adolfo Rodas. Patrick Leo. Clayton Schaefer. Alex Cornegay. Anshuman Dwipashi. Shulin Xiang. Yufan Ma. Jack Jun. Han Son Wang. Qing Yu Wu. Wen Shaohuo. Lun Huang. Yifan Shah. Yi Shunlin. Sung Charlotte Rowe. Jun Shun Xie. Brady Taylor. Edward Hansen. Mbugu Kiranji. Beza Dabo. Faris Albarguthi. Kunal Upadhyay. Zilfan Chan. Chun-Chi Fu. Fangwei Yang. Yu Wan. Juna Yu. Adam Garai Kirkori. Su-Wei Wan. Yixin Zhuang. Wenxin Xu. Feng Huang. Hanwei Huang. Chenglan Tan. Song Jia Yu. Jia Xuan Guo. Liu Shuiyang. Ke Chen. Jesus Valdivieso. Jing Shu. Xishan Wang. Hanzhou Shen. Zhuanzhi Zhu. Yihang Chen. Su Jiewei. Zi Weishao. Zhu Li. Zhenming Zhang. Siteng Su. Louisa Liu.
Hello, I'm Bridget Fletcher, Managing Director for Graduate Student Programs and Services. Please join me in another roaring round of applause for our 2022 graduates. Today we've come together from near and far to honor these amazing individuals and mark their academic achievements. These graduates are prepared with the knowledge and skills they need to do great things in research, industry, and beyond. They will create solutions to problems we have yet to identify and help create a future we have yet to imagine. We send them off proudly and confidently, knowing they are ready for the challenges that lay ahead. Graduates, your time at Duke and this time in history has been shaped by uncertainty and challenge. You've learned skills you never could have otherwise. Lean into that experience and chaos. Draw on your deep appreciation and understanding of possibility, and do the great things you're prepared to do because of the river of uncertainty you've had to, or rather gotten to, navigate. Thank you once again to our guests that have traveled from near and far to celebrate these remarkable students, and thank you once again to our graduates for all you've done and all you will do to make Duke proud. In a moment, I'll ask our first row of graduates to stand and recess out of the theater row by row. Once our graduates have all exited the theater, we ask that our guests please exit swiftly because we have another ceremony beginning very shortly after this one. Thank you once again for being here today. One more round of applause for our graduates. Please rise and recess out the stairs here, and you'll continue to follow them row by row. Congratulations and thank you all for being here.